we can.
Good day and welcome to yet another beautiful show of Sistas Weekend. Today we are sitting with beautiful ladies as always. I'm not alone. Chilled. We are looking lively, if you know what I mean. Ladies!
Green.
You know, lively and
I'm green.
green is life, by the way, you know.
Man, it is really, and it represents money again.
Okay.
Machankura. Ke le dumedisa ba bui go ga e ya buang ke tlamelo wa Khalifu.
Sanmana no ke makara le mesa ko lapeng ke nna puleng wa ha se ka bate ke nna kwenya snela ka metsing ke nna setlolo sa batau.
Re a leboga, setlogolo sa batao. So ladies, we know that on the 29th of May, right? It's the day for the big cross.
Yes, cross.
I really cannot wait.
Nervous, very nervous.
Are you nervous about it?
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Because this is not
There's a lot of shifting and a lot of new upcoming things that have been happening in our country when looking at politics. So this year is definitely, I think it's going to be groundbreaking. The results are this year definite. So that's why I'm nervous for the future of the country, because regardless whoever is going to be taking, if the current is going to continue, if someone else is going to take it from there, we are worried what is the future of the country. So that's why
But I think in our worry we must also be very confident. You know, as we put that cross down to say, this is the decision that I'm taking. But before we get into that, I want us to welcome our guest today. Mami, please introduce yourself and just greet the viewers at home.
Sanibonani babugeli gama lami nginguMusa Mbewe, and hello ladies, beautiful ladies. I'm sure you saw I just came to the studio and the studio became green, and that's exactly what is going to happen.
You know, you came to the studio and then there was light.
So that's exactly what I'm about. We are attracting greatness. So if you're just great, because I didn't even speak to you, I don't even know you until today, but I arrived and everything is green. Green is life, you know, green is the future, green is freshness, green is everything. But then my name is Musa Mbewe, and I come from Soweto, Ezola, Cherosemapotini, Mamela. Cheka lapayana zothola okapi mamela kungaba busy ngikhwebe okay, but that is not it. So yeah, I'm born, bred and buttered in Soweto, Ezola, as I said. Zola too, I grew up with nothing in mind that said I'm going to be a politician. In fact, I sit here and confidently and boldly say I'm not a politician.
Okay.
I'm in politics.
Oh, okay.
So those are different things.
Interesting.
Yeah. So what made me join politics was that I knew that there is supposed to be change. And if there's supposed to be change, I can't always just be sitting there on the couch and ticking, this one is wrong, this one should be this one should be this. Unfortunately for us all in South Africa, I think this should be a wake up in understanding. If there is change that is required, it can only be done on those ballot box papers and everything that is election, because otherwise we're just making noise. So I have looked at the status quo of our country. I've looked at things that are happening around us, and I'm like, how long are we going to be crying? I mean, the status quo of our country, things are getting worse than better. You look at our yesterday, you compare it with our today, and you're thinking, where are we going? It's just like this. Down slope. That's it. You know, so I decided I'm going to be changed, and I'm going to be changed by participating. When my children, the generations coming, are going to be asking as to what happened, I will say, I did my best. I tried to do this. It might have worked or did not work, but this is what I did. That's exactly what I did. Yes. And another thing is, I didn't come to politics for positions. Okay. I came to politics for results. I came to politics because I need to see something that happens. And I've been doing it by myself. I'm tried and tested. And I'm bold to say that. I stood up and opened programs and things that were intervening into saying, how do we fill the gaps of all those things? I've opened a platform that's called Soweto Speaks, where I'm advocating for people who are not getting service from, you know, when you go to the clinic and you are there forever, and then they chigisa you, and I'm like, I'm going to come in here. When they rope you man, I said, I'm going to come in here. I took all the information of what I've learned in the industry where I was as a banker. I put everything together to say, you can come to me. Let's see how do we do it. So there's a number of things that I've done, but I'm here for change and real change. I'm passionate about the change of a life of a young man in South Africa that says, if you're a young boy, you might just end up in prison. If not, you're going to be a junkie. If not, you're never going to be a husband. Those things. So I change. I'm a mother. I'm saying, what's going to happen? Where are our surnames going to be tomorrow? Chances are there won't be a Muloyi, Guzobe Gunabo, Paitu, whatever, from all the surnames of the people that are multiplying in our country. And I said, no, not in my name.
Siswa, you have said a mouthful. And the passion, I'm already feeling like I'm changed. I'm changing it. But let us quickly take a breather. We'll be back after this.
Sisters,
we can.
Welcome back. You're still tuned to Sisters Weekend right here on DSTV channel 251. And today we are talking women in politics. So before the break, I wanted to ask Uguti, have you always been in politics? While you're also answering that, do you feel, Uguti, there's a massive gap that is needed for women in politics? Because it is not a secret, Hore. We are still seeing men dominating in politics. So have you always been Hokala from varsity, from ever? Did you just go dive right into politics? I know you did say you went there because of change. You wanted to see change, which is in all of the topics that you were barking, the programs you're talking. Very interesting. But I just want to know, how did you start there? And also, do you see a gap for women in politics?
I'll start with the last one because it's very important. I'm a woman and I own that. And at no time or any point will I be apologetic to be a woman. In every structure that exists in our life, there needs to be women. One, because we are a majority. Two, we are the bearers of everyone that comes in this life. If you leave the people who are supposed to be speaking life to what we need to transform, we are going to be leading amiss. And so this is the reason why. You cannot be deciding what should be happening in our country or in the world without involving women, because the statistics tells you that there is 6 women to 1 man. So we cannot be having one telling us what 6 is doing, unless you're saying everything that is 6 doesn't have the mind of its own. So for us to get the balance of what we're supposed to be shaping, we need to have women involved. Yes, the space is still filled with men. Yes, there's still a lot of things that you are experiencing of patriarchal behavior. Yeah. Those are things that needs to be changed, because the bigger change that needs to be done in our world is a mindset.
True.
We need to unlearn some of the things that we have taught ourselves from the upbringing of what had happened. So we do need to have women involved. You know why? Because we are a powerhouse. If you put women together and I promise you.
I can already feel the space. We are a powerhouse.
There is a lot. And then going strictly, Masishane, to your first question, that says, have I always been? No, I have always been changed. I've always refused to be the rest. I've always refused to be ordinary. I've always refused. I come from Ezola, where everybody looks at you and say, if you come from Zola, or whatever. Sure. I said, I'm going to come from Zola. Change. Because even from the from the black pot, you will find white pap. And that's exactly what I am. So that's it. I know who I am. I carry that with confidence. And I'm saying that drop of my change is enough to do something. Those who wants to join will join. And that's exactly why.
In politics, we are facing a lot of difficulties and stuff like that. So I just want to know the part whereby when it comes to women, the difficulties they think, in politics. I know it's not just a smooth walk of and no, it's not. So try to explain to the lady or the I also want to make change. I also want to go into politics, but I'm afraid of difficulties. So what are the difficulties throughout your journey in more politics?
From watching, maybe not specifically to me as well, I do want to say, I think it's not only in politics, it's just in our country. Patriarchy is still a big problem.
Yeah.
When you are a woman, you must explain yourself more than what a man can say in the same words, but you must just explain to just make sure, you need to ask to be accepted somehow. There's people who are just going to, not because of anything, because you are a woman, and the problem will be if you come to a space. So what we do as women, which is an error, you come into a space that has got men and you want to be them. No, we're not confused. We are women. when we get into these spaces,
Yeah.
men wants to feel that comfort that's going to come with you being a woman. You just become
The difference that
You just
come-
become
yeah.
firm in saying this I don't do and this I don't do. And then there's all the people who are just going to come and share you. You see how beautiful you are, ladies. It's not about your beauty. It's like I got her. You know, they will say those are all the things that are mental things that needs to be changed. That makes you because you just become that. And if you must also check, there's a chance if you're not doing it well, or if you say you know, you might not go somewhere because there's still men that are there. And all those are things that are patterns that are supposed to be. You go there and you stand in your truth and you say, this is me and my truth. In my truth, the rest will follow. Because if you don't have integrity, but also if you don't have strong values, you'll find yourself sinking because you want favor. So if you lead also, because that's another thing that we need to be doing. This thing of following, when I came to politics, people were saying to me, you're not going to make it in politics. When I'm like, why? But you're too clean for politics. I'm like, oh, is that so? And then there are other people that says politics
That
are
is too
dead.
clean.
Is it a physical clean or attitude?
No, baby,
Or the other kind of
you must be
oh.
the clean that you must
Behind
be able
closed
to be
doors.
flexible. Look, if we say instead of saying this is red for you to win, let's
must
make
say
it
it.
red.
Yeah.
You know, and people will there's this terms that says politics are dead, and I said go away. If you open a dictionary and you check what the meaning of the word politics, you won't find even a synonym that says debt. People
Yeah.
come there with their debt, and they want you to come, and you must now compromise, be compromised and follow that. If you know yourself, I'm like, stay dirty. I'll be in politics with my cleanness and I'll bring the change that I want, because if I'm going to join you, there's no change that's going to come.
But excuse me, that's part of the stereotypes that politicians are fighting, or that politics are fighting, because there's so many youngsters, there's so many young people who want to join politics, who want to be in politics, but because of such stereotypes, they're scared.
Yes.
You must be dirty, or there's something that you must do. There's someone that how hard is it to actually fight those stereotypes and to actually be into politics?
It's a daily struggle. Some of those you will lose and some of those you will win.
Yeah.
Just don't lose yourself. I think that's what's important. Just don't lose yourself. You know, what is it that what do I stand for? It goes back. If you come with that mentality, how do I want to be known? How do I want to end this journey? I want to be known as a person that has managed to do this, and there was this change, and you concentrate on those credits in banking into them, because if you're going to listen to them and the expectations, you're not going to get there. So when you stand there, you say, I'm not perfect, I'm not whole, I don't know everything, but all I know, I want to do change, and I'm going to bring the change, and this is my bid that I'm going to do. And when you fail, it's okay.
Yeah.
You see, that's another thing. It's okay to fail, but don't change who you are, because then you're going to live a lie and die miserable.
And okay, I wanted to get in on that, because a lot of people, when they get into politics, they trying to be somebody they're not. So what you're saying to them is that they must not become somebody they are not. But how like, okay, I understand that, but problem ke gore you come into a party but ogria bare this is red, why one or a red maria change or no, it's blue. Like, how do you now dominate that thing, because you're getting people there by no gore ba ntwe e red mara e red e blue.
So basically, how do you influence?
It's like, how do you bring change into that? Because I get now you are, let's say you regain a more partying, and then when you get there, they're already there, and then demand it's about everything it's about I did right. So when how do you bring that into the party?
We will get right into that after the break. Let's start discussing women in politics after the break. Sisters, we can.
Come back, babu ko gae. Re busy, re bolela ka women in politics. So re batlo itse khona ndlonyana tse di seng right when it comes to politics. So you want to know like a lot, you know, because before the break I was asking gore like, okena ka mo, let me not mention names. Okena ka mo this party. Oh, okay. And then how can thing? And then you get people by no hore, they're already there. You get people by no, they already have positions there. You get people by no hore, they're higher than you. And then apparently there's something saying no hore where now you have to follow. And then when now the way we tell you thing, or no, you wanna make change. And then if this thing is red, it's supposed to be red. Marwena, how can I into the party? Well, when all this thing it's red. When now I won. Marabaru go when it's blue. So how do you come up, change it when, like, how do you dominate? Like, how do you stand still? Or you know, this is red, this is not blue. So I just want you to explain to us for that. Got that?
Thank you so much for your question. It's a very important question. I would want to sit here and live and believe I'm living in an ideal world and start telling you lies. This is reality. This is not. This is there's people who are wicked. There's people who are evil. If you know, when you read, you will know people will go as far as killing each other for all those things that happen. It's not going to go away. That is in the interim. However, the biggest problem we have is the people who seize the right and keep quiet with it. That's where the problem is. If you really look at what is wrong all over, you'll find that most of the people are not as bad. But because the ones who are good are quiet, now everything is bad. So if you can start breaking that thing of saying, listen here, I know the good people are waiting for that one person, and that one person can just be you. And if you're also going to go and follow them, the change is not going to be there. You're not also going to come and say, I'm saying this is green. I can see. You look at that. You check the patterns. You check the approach of which you're going to be doing, of how are you going to be entering it. The other thing that we have made to believe a lie is that you can lead anything in the world without God. It's a lie.
Wow.
That's it. Amen.
It is.
There's no way you cannot start to the person who has formed a person to create them with the mindset and you think you're just going to change them. The only person that changes is God. What I like about Action SA that made me is because when Herman Mashaba was asked, what is it that you stand for? His response was, I am an uncompromised child of God. I said, this one I will follow. You know why I'm going to follow? If he defeats me with words, if he defeats me with his power, I'll go down on my knees and I'll report him to the same God, and God is going to change it. We need to have all those things and to stand together. Start saying, sweetheart, I think it's not right. It's the way we are saying it. We can't be silent because we have confused silence with peace, and that's not peace. Being silent is actually destroying us, and it actually is not even helping the wrong people, because if you are not silent, they will realize how wrong they are. But because you are silent, you are spreading the virus, which I'm saying not in my name.
Wow. And I see, Sisi, your t-shirt is very nice and and green.
Like you mean like the studio, yeah?
And it says over there, only
Funzi and
fix
Gauteng.
Gauteng.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Who is Funzi? What is Funzi? What is it?
How is he
Is
fixing
Gauteng
it?
broken? What's happening?
Naka mechanic.
Love is not only Gauteng. The country needs fixing. Everything needs fixing. We have got foreign and people who are coming in our country without proper papers, and we've got our people renting houses of illegal immigrants in our space. Your child will be in university and they're renting in Roriport, India, or renting in a proper thing. We've got Somalians that and Pakistanis who are owning shops, which we know are killing our people, and who goes and buy in it.
Our grandparents' shops.
Exactly. We've got the Zamazamas who are busy mining in all the wrong spaces. Everything needs fixing. We've got a young man who does not know why do they have to stand in being a man, because everything says if you're a black South African man, the chances of you making it are very slim because the system is going to suppress you. Our system says if you're over 35, you're no longer important until you are going to the vote. And that's the majority of 35 and old. What happens to all those things? So Funzi is our premier candidate. We went to the manifesto. Maybe I do want to share the 5 points that we spoke about. The 5 things that we know we're going to start with. And the first thing we said, we're going to create 4.8 million real jobs from private sector within 5 years. Because you cannot be having government issuing jobs. They're going to be corrupt. Give peace. There was someone who told Jomasono, leave coaching for the coaches. If on your tool, if government, if good business, let's empower people who knows about business to be the one that gives us job, so they can be accountable. How are you accounting to yourself? This is the reason why you go to the clinic. You will be there from 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock. They chase you. If you finish at 5, there's no medication because they are controlling themselves. So we need to get all those things privatized and be given to people who can take care of that. And that's our key thing. And then the second one is we want to end load shedding within 2 years. Because we think that just needs a proper management structure of people who are sober into what how are you running this? If this can switch off right now, we don't have this show. Because of the load shedding. Those are all the things that are key. And then the third thing that we said, we are going to ensure economic justice, because we need that. Can we just be free economically? When you know that you've got, because otherwise, without economic justice, what are you talking about? Everything needs money. The fourth one, very important. Restore the rule of law. Restore the rule of law. A 2-year-old is raped, a 14-year-old is raped, everyone. Our statistics are saying every 11 minutes, since we've been here, there's a woman that has been raped in South Africa. So in all the 11 minutes, we can imagine how many people. You know why? There's no rule of law. There is no proper measures that are saying, good, we're lawlessness. So we need to make sure all those things are coming back, where people are going to fear the law at least, because they don't fear each other. They can't account to each other. And then the last one that we are going to is to secure our borders. We can't have everyone flocking into our country. It can be. But then Funzi is our premier candidate who has done a track record, just like him and Mashaba. And Action SA is because of the reputation we've got. You know how Johannesburg was. In the 3 years that the man took over, he made sure that the town was clean. Nalbone Doroba. People, security guards, they had a dignity of having a home loan and to buy a car because he made them insourced. And the order that he has done. All these buildings that are hijacked were not going to be happening. And when they saw him do that, they thought, okay, they must get rid of him. So that's the vision.
Just quickly, in short, I know it's not easy to tell a person in politics to be short. Just shortly, do you think the problems in our country is because everything is politicized?
Everything will be politicized. I don't think that is the problem. I think the problem is lawlessness. I think the problem is lawlessness, because we need to have an authority of some sort, but there's things that also don't need politics, like your moral regeneration. You don't need politics to teach a child how to have manners. You don't need them, but all those things, the politicizing of it is that our government now, the one that we've got of the wrong green, not this green, they went to our schools and they stopped our children from assembly, something that gives you order. And all those things are the things that we are saying, come, Action SA is ready to do it. When we say we are fixing the country, the beautiful thing about fixing, we're not saying we're building. It means it's there, it's broken. We just need to start there. We don't want to.
Let me say this. There's somebody there watching, ne? And then you just read the manifesto and all that. But somebody's there is like, ke ba gape. You're coming with your promises, and then we're not even sure if Hele Pagama, like you guys are gonna do all those things, So what can you say to the viewers? Like, 29, is it 29? 29 May, vote, so vote for us or something. Like, more fair that hope that mind like this thing ya continue, even if we can make a different like bargaining party, maybe ba go fa di empty promises wa go sa etsagale next. So
it's very easy and it's very short. The mentality of hearing people say things, it makes us make wrong mistakes. People say all the politicians are like that. Why are you saying that? We have always honored one boyfriend, and that boyfriend has been ANC, and this boyfriend has been cheating and abusing us. We thought he's going to change. Only now, since 1994, there's only been one abusive boyfriend. We kept forgiving them because we are women, say we're giving you another chance. This is the first time. Change the boyfriend and look at the second one. You can't be saying, who has failed you? No one has. There's only been one ANC.
All right. You know what? You have heard it for yourselves, women. You've been combating one boyfriend
abusing you. And you don't come. Now we are saying come for the better one. You're thinking no.
So basically, on the 29th of May, when you go there in that little cubicle and it's time for you to put the cross, make sure you make the right choice. Sit down with yourself, think about it, research about it, decide. Don't have double minds. Decide, this is what I'm going to do. And this is us, Sisters We Care. Sisters We Care.